Sponsored by the Cruise Shop from America's hometown track, South Boston Speedway. This is the Global SimRacing Channel's final round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series 2019 Spring Season Championship. A well-known cliche and acronym is the path to an iRacing championship is a hard road to trod. The acronym being TROD, T-R-O-D. The T is for talent. Hard to be a champ without that. The R is for resilience. Sim racing, like life, is not fair, and a champion must be able to bounce back from adversity. The O is for opportunity. A champion's real-world schedule must afford him or her time to compete. And the D is for dedication. If a driver has talent, is resilient, and is afforded the opportunity, he or she must be dedicated to the sport. A man who rings the acronym true is multi-time BRL champion J.R. Shepard. Coined junk rubber for his ability to be fastest when it counts, J.R. sits chin down, not from discouragement, but rather in preparation for the placement of yet another crown atop the old noggin. Just 3 points back in the standings is James Lowe, but reports have it that for Lowe there is no O, that opportunity or lack thereof will force Lowe to miss today's affair. We'll find out more about that before we go green, as we're going to be able to talk to James. The Egyptian's god of math, Bruce, smiles on Chris Bassini, keeping him in the hunt 10 points back of the leader, but the arithmetic for Bassini is difficult at best. It's been an exciting campaign and it's about to wrap up before your eyes as all the simulated season finale SK Modified short track action from green flag to victory donuts can be seen live as it happens right here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Hello and welcome. Sean Ambrose is away accepting his runner-up award for Best Crochet Toast Cozy of 2018. So in the booth and in his chair is Taylor Burrs, joined by yours truly, Bill Soups On. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe Peak, armed with cameras locked and loaded by Dougie Beard. Taylor, every sim racer knows this place, as most any rookie oval's career began here. But for the non-iRacers out there, tell them a little bit about Sobo.
Of course, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to beautiful South Boston Speedway, located in South Boston, Virginia, here in the USA. This 0.4 mile or 6.64 kilometer track is one of the main staples of short track racing. Drivers from around the country come here to test their might against some of the best short track racers in the country. To see what it is like to take a modified around this beautiful track, let us go on board for a GSRC lap guide.
All right, I'm Sean Ambrose. That's John Ambrose in the GSRC SK Modified. Welcome to Virginia and Old Sobo. Now, let's get these 15-inch Hoosier tires on this 370 horsepower ground pounder warmed up just a little bit and talk about the key to speed in this car. It's all about getting it to rotate. With a little bit taller gear, you'll do really well mid-turn off. No cutting corners here, you'll find yourself on the hook. So take a late apex at both ends, especially in 3 and 4. And don't worry about braking too much if you really want to unleash the power down these short straightaways. Be sure to get those left sides on the yellow line in 1 and 2, and you'll get that rotation you've been craving out of this SK Modified. Find the grip out of 4 by straddling the yellow line on your way to victory lane here at South Boston Speedway.
That lap guide, as well as everything on this broadcast, is sponsored by The Cruise Shop. Attention all iRacers, we found a way to get you all on the same boat. Take a cruise with us to celebrate the new year. That's right, sail out of Miami with us on January 5th, 2020 for a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise on the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas. Special group pricing has been put in place for iRacing members and their friends. Sail away and get together with members of the iRacing community and get ready to see the Phillipsburg, St. Martin, San Juan, and Hades. For as little as $125 a day, you can cruise the high seas for 7 days. And for a small deposit, you can secure your spot today. Payment plans available for everyone. Contact Brenda today at the cruise shop to get on this special offer. Email or call, but do it now. Spots are filling up quickly. Brenna at thecruiseshopfw.com. Go on over to their Facebook event page with all the details about this amazing offer at Facebook/CruiseShopFW. We'll see you on the ship.
Sounds like a fun time indeed. All right, we have the honor of talking to the man who sits second in the points right now, James Lowe. We'll bring James in. Now, reports had it that he wasn't going to be able to race with us today. James, I guess you're here, huh?
Yeah, I managed to work some things out, and we're here, see how we can do.
That's good news. I'm glad you were able to come back. You feeling optimistic about what's in store for you here?
It should be interesting, let's just say that. The cars are pretty loose until you get up beside somebody, and then they're pretty tight, so it's all ends of the spectrum.
Right. Well, man, it is a good thing. You've got 3 points to make up on Shepard. He's going to start in front of you because of you'll be farther back with the results from last time out. So good luck to you down the way.
Appreciate it, guys.
James Lowe, great news that he's able to race with us today. When we talked to him last time, he wasn't able to do it. And there you have it. There's the O, the opportunity, and the D, the dedication. He was able to make it work, and that's how you become a sim racing champion. If you can follow all those steps, TROD. Let's go ahead and take a look at those points right now, and you get an idea of what James Lowe has in store for him here, what he has to make up. Shepard sits up on top with 112 points and 3 points back. There he is. It's about a point of position, so good luck to him as James tries to make his way up. We talked about Chris Bassini. Math doesn't look to be on his side, since 10 points is a pretty large margin in the way they distribute the points here. Donnie Moore having a good position in fourth. Hey, and welcome to the overlay for the first time, I think, ever. Ruben Altice up a spot out of 6th, now making the top 5 overlay. He's 47 back, but nevertheless, it's nice to see him on the scoreboard. All right, Taylor, for new viewers, let's go ahead and talk about the event details.
All right, well, this is the final round of this season as we're getting ready to crown a champion here tonight at South Boston. The race distance will be 100 laps. Drivers are not allowed, though, to change their tires, so they're going to have to definitely manage the tire wear on these modifieds. Of course, it is a fixed setup, so these are using the iRacing versions of the setup for this track. And, though, there is a lucky dog, so if your car does get a lap down, a caution comes out, you can get that lap back to get back into contention. And then, of course, if your car gets too much damage or you are involved in a wreck early on or later in the race, you can use the fast repair to get you back out on track at full song. Of course, one of the specialties of this special series with the Bootleg series is that the top 12 from the previous race get inverted. So if you finish first, you're going to start 12th the next race, and if you finish 12th, you will start on the pole. So it's just a special and a kind of cool way to set the field for these races. Don't you think, Soup?
Absolutely. Let's review what happened last time out as we'll talk about those top 12s. James Lowe got the win. He was well down in the points. J.R. Shepard could only do 8th. Shepard was as far down as 17th and was in his jeopardy actually coming into this race, not in the points lead, but he was able to salvage an 8th place position. In the transfer spot, it is Bruce Pearson. He gets the 12th position last time out. He's scheduled to start on the pole, and Bruce is here today, so we look forward to seeing what he can do racing up front. Lowe will have his work cut out for him as Shepard will be scheduled. If I count backwards from 12, he should be scheduled somewhere around 5th, maybe even a little bit ahead of that one in case Scotty Zerk, Josh Allen, or Jason Menda aren't here.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you'd have to worry about is if drivers that are in the top 12, are they going to make tonight's race? So he could actually gain a couple of spots here as we still have about 4 minutes left in practice, and then, of course, we still have to get ready to set the field.
Weather, temperature probably not as important as we race beneath the lights here in Sobo, but let's go ahead and take a look at the weather, see what type of night it is here in Virginia. Go ahead.
I can tell you it's going to be a hot one here. It's 81 degrees, and the temperature on the track, though, is 87. So those tires are going to get a little slippery and slidey here tonight here at South Boston.
You want a good barometer to the health of a series? Look at your car count when it gets down to the end of the season. Those the penultimate races and the season finales, when car counts start to dwindle, that's not the case for this Bootleg Racing League event. My goodness, a nice strong field of over 20 cars should have a good one.
And that's something I got to say about this series. They are always bringing in a lot of great drivers over the seasons that I've watched and called this series, and always brings excitement, brings a lot of action. And every time we've seen these races, it always seems like the field just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
The fields get bigger and bigger, and the talent pool gets deeper and deeper. But the man who always seems to be able to swim in the deep end, that is J.R. Shepherd. Looking to pick up yet another one of those championships, but there are no drop races. You heard Taylor talk about it in the race details. If something were to happen, Shepherd goes to the back. Now there is a fast repair. That is one little safety valve that Shepherd may have. We saw him use that last time as he was well back. He had to work his way up to get that 8th position. Nevertheless, 100 laps, a lot can happen between now and the checkered flag.
A lot of heavy hitters right now up in the top on the practice charts right now. Chris Bassini doing a great job currently holding on the fastest time in practice. Also with J.R. Shepherd, you got to know he's going to be a major factor as always, currently sitting second. One of the couple of drivers that I noticed in here, of course, Brian Dean, Joshua Banks, they're sitting in the 3rd and 4th position. Good to see those drivers. And then Donnie Moore. Earlier today, he was down running in the SimRacing Series down in 5 Flags. He had not the best race, so hopefully tonight he'll get a great effort and a good finish to cap off this season.
A fan favorite is Drew Pearson, scheduled to start on the pole. I'm a little bit worried as his best practice time was a 14.4. That's about 0.3 slower than what Chris Bassini could put in. Lowe sitting about 4th or 5th, actually 6th in qualifying. Here, look at Mike Allen, bringing it into pit lane. Now, this is practice going on right now. Qualifying really doesn't matter here. In fact, there is no qualifying as the grid is set by how they finished in the previous event.
Scotty Zerk here getting ready to complete another practice lap as he's actually coming to a little bit of a stop. This is a home track for him. He's looking forward to seeing if he can get a good results for the home crowd as he pulls down pit road.
Scotty Zerk, one of those drivers that will start between Shepherd and the pole. In fact, he should be right in front of Shepherd when they line him up. Another driver scheduled to be up front, Jason Menda in the 45.
Yeah, looking at his times right now, he's currently sitting in the 9th position outside the top 10. He's got a good time with a 14.28. It's about a 10th off the fastest time from Chris Bassini, so I'm pretty sure he can find that extra 10th later on in this race when we go green flag.
A lot of familiar names here as we wrap up this season.
Yeah, I see Mike Holloway right now out on track. He's currently sitting in the 16th position on the time charts as they're finally finishing up practice. Checkered flag is out. And Soup, I'd say let's get ready to go racing under the lights here at the beautiful South Boston Speedway.
We thought it would be a coronation, but James Lowe is able to show up, and we've got ourselves not only a race on the track, but a race in the points as well. Starting on the pole up front, it is going to be Bruce Bang, the drum slowly Pearson, James Menda outside of him. Mike Allen and Scotty Zerk fill up row 2. There he is, J.R. Shepherd in the 5th position, flanked by veteran, and 4th in the points, Donnie Moore. Mike Holloway and Ruben Altice. Altice making the top 5 overlay for the first time ever in 8th. John Hine and Chris Bassini, 9th and 10th. Taylor?
Starting in the 11th position will be James Lowe. Alongside him will be Brian Dean. Kurt Meeks will be starting in the 13th position, followed by Dan Butler starting in 14th. Robbie Robinson will start in the 15th position, followed by Joshua Buckley in 16th, with Joshua Banks starting 17th, Kurt Smith 18th, Lowell Jewell in 19th, and Jeffrey Harden in 20th.
Hitting blackjack and way farther back in the grid than we might expect is Kenny Kibbe. He's going to be inside of Mark Herzog. The final 2 drivers is Austin Belkey and Mike Mahoney in the double dozen position in 24th, bringing up the back. 24 drivers here today. We're going to have a good one. Wrap up the season.
All right, Soup, you've been calling this series all season long. Who do you think could possibly take home the championship here tonight?
Shepard's got nobody in front of him to worry about. I just don't see anybody I don't see anybody getting around him, and he's only got Zerk, Allen, Menda, and Pearson to get around. Not only do I see Shepard winning the championship, but I see him winning it in style, not backing into it, but coming home first below the waving checkered flag to get his championship with a little bit of a cherry on top.
That sounds like a good pick, but I'm going to have to go against you. I'm going to have to go with James Lowe. He's got that points right there. He knows he's got to win this race to possibly bring home the championship. I think he can maybe give J.R. Shepard a run for his money here tonight.
Gotta figure he worked out whatever needed to happen so he could be here. You gotta figure there was probably some practice involved in that one as well. Well, we're gonna find out right now, as it's time to go racing. Chug-a-luck, makes you want to holler, hi-da-ho! Bruce Pearson on the inside trying to keep that position. He does not. Going around him on the top side. That is your new leader, Jason Menda. We thought Menda might get there. Now let's see what Pearson can do.
He's got a lot of pressure from right behind him. That looks like to be Mike Allen along with J.R. Shepard and Scotty Zerk as they're going side by side coming out of turn 4. J.R. Shepard's going to take the position as they go down into turn 1.
Zerk on the top there in that yellow flavored machine. The familiar number 98 of J.R. Shepard down low. He's got to be careful as he races side by side. Cannot make a mistake, but he can't be too passive as well. Look at Zerk continue to race on the outside. Coming up right behind Shepard is Moore. Wow, that 0-2 is Zerk doing a good job of hanging on.
Yeah, that outside line is giving him enough momentum to be able to pull on to the outside and hold that position as best he can, but he can't keep doing that too long. He's got to find a way to get down in front of J.R. Shepard to hold that position. Because if he doesn't, he's going to start falling back as there's a train of cars right behind J.R. Shepard.
Biggest fan of Scotty Zerk right now is James Lowe. Lowe cheering him on. Stay out there, Scotty. Make junk rubber work for it right now. You've got it, though. How long can the O2 stay out there? You might be burning this stuff up early. We don't know what kind of car Zerk will have left at the end. Taylor talked about it. No tire changes. Oh, my goodness. They almost get together again.
Yeah, with those two battling, this is stacking up the whole field right in front of him. And you know what? That's bringing in James Lowe. He was able to get by the 23 of Brian Dean right now, move him inside the top 10. And he's got his eyes set on the two cars in front of him of Ruben Altice along with Chris Bassini.
Boy, I did enjoy that view that our director had there as we rode on board with Moore first. Ever so long, Moore gets into it finally with Zerk. Zerk goes up into the top. He collects Chris Bassini. Oh, they're all piling in. I'm not sure if Lowe is involved in that one or not. I don't see him out on the track.
The field.
I think he's part of it.
Whole field is blocked. Track is blocked right now. Yep, there's James Lowe right there, just before the South Boston Speedway logo.
It was hard not to be in that one.
Exactly. I'm surprised even more cars didn't get involved with that. If you weren't towards the front of that, you were not going to make it.
I think Sean Ambrose was involved in that one. He's not even racing with us. Look at this. They get together. Now that's Zerk. Remember, he was on the outside. Then the cars. Then the whole track is blocked.
Yeah, I see Chris Bassini right there in the 15. He tried to go on the outside, but just could not cut the hole right quick enough as Scotty Zerk comes right back across his nose. And then there's the pileup right there. But the good news is they have a faster pair. The bad news is they've used it early.
They do indeed. I've covered a lot of these Outlaw Modified races. This is going to be a great angle that our director has found. Look at them coming in. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever seen a pileup that big in one of these Bootleg Racing League races.
Here we go. This is a good angle to see what happened to James Lowe. Oh yeah, right there. There's Chris Bassini, makes the contact with the wheel into the inside tire barrier or inside barrier right there. Look at that. There's a couple of cars flipping. I couldn't get the number on those ones. Just hard contact. But welcome to short track racing, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. So, Jason Menda will be on the inside of row number 1. Bruce Pearson, who's doing a good job hanging up with the big guys, racing with the big guys, but unfortunately he'll be in the outside of row 2. That'll be a tall order for Pearson to stay with him. Mike Allen is going to be in the third spot. The bad news for J.R. Shepard, he sits on the outside of row 2 with a very hungry Donnie Moore. Now, Moore was involved in that incident as well, I believe. Got a little bit of it.
Look at it. Looks like the green flag has been delayed because of all the little bit of confusion on the track. They're trying to get everyone lined back up. The cars still now trying to get back up to the leaders and catch up and line the cars properly.
14 cars on the lead lap. The issue are some of these guys had to go a lap down. Banks, Buckley, Lowe, Belkey. Now, we talked about it. There is a lucky dog, and now we got ourselves a battle to see, back there with Banks and those guys, to see who can be the leader one lap down.
So you're saying we're going to have 3 major battles. We got the battle for the lead, the battle for the championship, and now the battle for the lucky dog.
That's it. All right, the lights are off the pace car. We're going to be working lap 16 as soon as we go green. Jason Menda in control of the field. Pace car pulls in. And a great jump from car number 45. Pearson has a hard time going, and sure enough, Mike Allen gets underneath him. Donnie Moore is there too. Oh, we got a car spinning behind him. It all started with Ruben Altice. Who is involved in this one? Belkey gets through. I'm looking for Lowe. He's safe.
Yeah, James Lowe was with the leaders. It was behind him, so he should be okay. He's currently stopped out on the track as they're waiting for the field to get back around. Well, unfortunate day for a couple of drivers as they have decided to pull it behind the wall, but it looks at Mark Herzog and Chris Bassini as well. Their day has ended tonight at South Boston.
Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but my take is just from seeing the nature of these incidents that this is a pretty narrow track. I've only raced here in the Legends, so no track is narrow when you're racing one of those little things. But I guess it's tight.
It is a very tight circuit. Not a whole lot of areas to run and hide to when there's an incident on the track. I mean, we just saw back when we had that first caution, the entire black straightaway was blocked. So yeah, it is a very tight circuit. Very small opportunities to pass, but it's very, very difficult to try and get away from an incident. You hopefully have to listen to your spotter as best you can, hit the brakes, and pray nobody hits you from behind.
Right now, my attention is on the driver in 15th position, car number 99. He is the leader of all the cars one lap down. I'm not sure if he's going to get the lucky dog, if they're going to give him the wave around, or if he's already had that opportunity, or maybe he was part of the incident.
I think they are dropping him to the back of the field, so he will not get the lucky dog by the looks of it.
That is James Lowe trying his very best. 14 cars on the lead lap, the last one being Lowell Jewell. Glad you're with us here.
Yeah.
Lowell Jewell is going to get the wave around.
Yep, as long as a couple of other cars I think I saw go around the pace car. I don't know which ones, but it looks two or three more cars just went around the pace car. But we're getting ready to go back green flag racing.
Pace car pulls in. Once again, it's going to be Jason Menda in control. Now, this time on the outside of Menda, it's going to be Mike Allen. Shepard is able to have the low line. He's feeling better about that, but he's got Pearson in front of him. Interesting battle now for third, as that's Moore trying to go around Pearson. Pearson doesn't have the pace really to run with these guys, but doing a good job of keeping it clean. Don't know if Shepard's going to wait behind him, though.
No, he's probably going to follow Donnie Moore, as Donnie Moore is trying to take the outside line to get by Pearson as they come down into turn one. I think he will complete the pass. Now J.R. Shepard's going to try to do it, but it looks like Pearson's going to pull a little bit of a block, push him up the track a little bit.
Brian Dean sees the inside line open. That works great until he got behind the roadblock that is Pearson. And I don't mean to come down hard on Pearson. Pearson's doing a good job. He has got good pace. He's holding his own. Just a little bit off pace right now with the rest of these guys. So look at Shepard, still stuck out there. Way to go, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce Pearson doing a great job of keeping J.R. Shepard in that high line, making him use his tires early. Now it looks like Brian Dean's going to give him a little bit of a tap coming out of turn 2. As now J.R. Shepard was able to clear Bruce Pearson to get into the 4th position.
As does Holloway, and the train now starts to go around the top side. Next on board is Brian Dean as he works the top side as well.
I think Bruce
Pearson gets really loose, yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to back off a little bit right there. Oh, the contact right there.
Pearson got into it. He was stuck on the inside. He was trying his very best. I'll see if I can come up with the driver that got him.
Kurt Smith in
That's
number
it.
6. And I tell you what, James Lowe, we could get a replay of onboard of James Lowe. He nearly could have bit the dust. It ended his hope for a championship tonight.
Wow.
That was impressive. Quick reflexes by James Lowe. That could have maybe helped save to win him a championship.
Gets on the binder, sees a car directly in front of him. And makes the move around.
Great driving by James Lowe. That's what's going to help you win championships and races, is being alert and attentive to everything going on around you.
Now, believe it or not, I believe he was in the position to get the lucky dog until that came out, and then Joshua Pardon and Thanks Banks got around him. I think he's going to get the wave around. Lowe is going to be stuck back in 16th. First car 1 lap down. We still have lots of racing to go.
Yep, just only right now on lap 30, 70 laps to go, so actually lap 31 now. And would like to report another car has taken it behind the wall. Scotty Zerk has called it a night.
Zerk started so well up in 4th position, was running up there. An early evening for Zerk. Shepard will be stuck on the outside of row 2. He'll have the veteran Donnie Moore inside him. Who's in 5th trying to get that spot? Another veteran, Mike Holloway. Pearson, after the spin, our pole sitter, remains on the lead lap in 7th position. And indeed, Joshua Pardon and Thanks Banks gets the wave around. He'll be in 15th. The last car on the lead lap, just behind. Who would it be? I guess Kurt Smith is going to be able to stay out there.
Yep. I tell you what, Jason Menda has been doing a great job on these restarts. Was able to time them just enough to where he can pull that gap going into turn 1 and give him enough space to where he can hold off 2nd and 3rd place.
We'll watch him do it again. Car number 45, the Dark Machine on the inside. Pace car pulls off. Menda gets a good jump. Mike Allen tries his best to stay with him. Donnie Moore right on the tailpipe of Menda. He's going to be able to stay inside of Allen.
Ooh, Allen washes up a little bit. That causes J.R. Shepard to have to check up now. He's going to slot, try to go to the inside underneath Mike Allen. That slots Brian Dean now to be on the outside of J.R. Shepard. It's going to be a little bit interesting. Oh, J.R. Or looks like Brian Dean gets into the wall just a little bit, but it's okay. Keeps on going.
Taylor, you called it. Shepard saw the opportunity to get down low. As soon as it was there, he takes it.
Yeah,
Gets
but
a little bit of
really
a
working.
Yeah. He gave a little tap to Moore, moved Moore up, and now it's 3 wide.
It is 3 wide, but now J.R. Shepard has to back off as Donnie Moore tried to almost get a little bit loose now. He's going to have to now have the inside line going into turn 1. Right behind him is Mark Herzog along with Mike Holloway as they're now going down into turn 3.
The 57 car of Mark Herzog started in 22nd. Racing in 6th. That's very impressive. Not just so much about being able to move through the field, but he was able to avoid all the nonsense that was going on in front of him.
Well, if you can avoid all the nonsense, avoid all the wrecks, and have a clean race, this will be your reward. A good finish, especially a good way to end off the season.
Menda, Allen, and Dean go 1, 2, 3. Shepard on the inside in a battle with Donnie Moore. I see Bruce Pearson listed as one. Was it him?
Yep, he was on his roof, flipping all on the front stretch. And I think another car was involved as well. Here we go.
It's part of them going by. It might have been.
Car just looked like it snapped loose. Oh, it looks like the 44 of Jeffrey Harden made contact along with the 82 of Joshua Buckley. Well, kind of didn't want to see a caution, but it does help the likes of James Lowe to get back on the lead lap.
We've been watching it. That's a great call, Taylor. Not all that far back. And on this type of track, this is a tough place to wrap up the season. If you're J.R. Shepard, just want to get the car home. Your options are limited if trouble happens in front of you. It's hard to escape problems here.
It is. That's where you just gotta hope that you can get through it as best you can. And of course, he still has that fast repair, so he does have that in his back pocket.
Yep.
If something like that happens in front of him. If James Lowe has an incident, he does not have a fast repair in his back pocket. He would not be able to finish.
Boy, that 99 looks fast. I'm going to take a guess at that color. That's yellow, right? Don't tell me it's green. That's yellow.
Yep, that is
All right,
a yellow.
I got one. Woo! All right. My director says I couldn't miss on that one. Either color would have worked. My 8-year-old niece watches these broadcasts, and she's always so proud of her Uncle Soup when he gets his colors right. She's offered to help me with them. I said, I'll learn them, honey.
Yeah, that's one of the cool, amazing things with all the forms of iRacing is that the drivers have a chance to customize their vehicles, to paint them to where we can all enjoy them, especially if it's a throwback paint or a paint to our favorite drivers, teams, etc., or even their own personal modifieds or street stocks or late models. I've seen several drivers throughout many different series run their own personal paint designs that they even run professionally or in a series on their local short tracks.
Right now, it is a dark-colored car, number 45 of Jason Menda, out in front. He's been out in front for quite a while. Taylor talked about it. He is really good on the starts. He hangs back a bit, lets the pace car comes in. In fact, this is closer to the pace car than I've seen him before. It's a good jump.
Great jump indeed as they go down into turn one. Brian Dean goes to the inside of Mike Allen while Donnie Moore. Ooh, it's a little bit of loose control. That looks like John Hine. He gets involved with Ruben Altice. Seeing who else is involved, Joshua Banks, James Lowe also.
He got tipped. Lowe got tipped from the rear, but I think he's okay. Unless he gets into it with the Butler trying to get out of here. Oh, James, he bangs it in the wall trying to pull away.
I think that might be minor damage, if not just maybe he hit his wheel. Looking at the car right now, I don't see any major body damage. Don't know about the suspension at the moment. We'll have to wait and see how the car feels as he is coming to a complete stop on the track.
I think it's as everyone kind of bogged down trying to get their positions. Boy, the race stewards really have their work cut out for them. They need to hire an accounting firm to make sure everyone's in the right spot.
Well, just to report, James Lowe does not come down pit road. He feels confident that his car is not severely damaged, so he is going to continue in the race.
And able to avoid all the carnage in front of him, he should be able to pick up a few more positions. And now he's up in 11th. When last we saw him, he was in 16th. So just kind of stepped over those cars.
Yeah, he might pick up a couple of more maybe. He comes across the line. Nope, no gain at all, as a couple of more cars have decided to call it a day. They have ended their race. Austin Bowalik.
Menda, Allen, and... no apologies to me. I've been butchering that. I finally got it. It's taken me 2.5 seasons to learn it. I got it now. Menda, Allen, and Dean, your top three. That's how it's been. Once again, J.R. Shepard on the outside during this restart. Donnie Moore will be looking to snatch that spot in fifth. Cannot give enough praise to Mark Herzog. Again, that 57. And man, that's a good looking car too. I love that 57. It's got like checkered flags on it and flames, and that car's fast. That paint job alone is worth 2 positions.
It is. It's a really awesome paint job.
All right, hope you're enjoying this broadcast wherever you are on this Father's Day Eve. Let's go ahead and see if we can get ourselves another 50 laps of green flag racing as we have reached the halfway mark. And Jason Menda continues to lead up in front. Boy, there is a battle for second now. Watch out for the 23. That is Dean down low trying to get underneath Mike Allen. Dean and Allen almost get together. And they almost get together again. Careful, boys. There's a lot of cars behind you, and they're close. Oh. They get together. And the field is piling up.
Oh, James Lowe again nearly has a mere miss with that incident. Gets on the brake. Thankfully, nobody gets behind him and runs him over. But still, let's take a look at his car right quick. Think he might be okay. I think he just hit the Nerf bar.
I could feel it. I was asking, I was begging, I was praying for those guys not to get together in front of the entire field. They do. Look at this. Look at J.R. Shepard right behind him. Now look at Shepard in the blue car that opens up a little bit, trying to go by. Oh, that's a pretty good shot.
That is.
The 98 took a real shot.
And then right behind them, there you see James Lowe right there. I don't think he made any contact. He was able to get on the binders quick enough to avoid any contact.
Here is the good news for Shepard. Attrition is his friend as the field continues to dwindle. If disaster were to strike, it would be less painful.
It would be.
If he went to the back, he'd have less cars to pass. Herzog got involved in that one. He's going to go down to pit lane.
But also, if you think about it, Soup, it's also helping James Lowe. He's now gained 4 spots after that incident. He's now up to 6.
JR was ahead of him. Now, let's see. Did JR come in? We saw he had to come in for a stop. J.R. Shepard had to come in, get some repairs done. He is now down in 7th position. Lowe is in 5th. I can do this math. That's a difference of 2. It's about a point per position when you get that far down the order.
This changes everything.
Never give up. And the racing gods, they are fickle. They're going to line up J.R. Shepard right behind James Lowe when it's time to go green. All this going on behind Jason Menda, who just continues to stay out in front.
Well, that's the most safest place right now.
Well, back in the pace car this time. Menda gets a good jump. Dean is going to tuck right in behind him.
I think that's a smart move right there.
Yeah, our attention goes a little bit further back in the pack. They are 2 by 2 by 2, back in 3rd, 5th, and 7th.
I think Lowell Jewell is kind of holding up James Lowe right now on that inside line. He's trying to find a way to get by him. But J.R. Shepard, though, if he's not careful, can make a pass on the outside. But right now, Joshua Banks, along with Kurt Smith, is holding on to that outside lane.
Shepard in the blue car, Lowe in the yellow car. Those are your points champions, racing with each other. Series organizer, Lowell Jewell in front on the inside of row 3. The white car up on top, that's Kurt Smith. He's seen his share of problems, but he's made his way up to 3rd. Joshua Parton and thanks Banks in the 36. He'll be really quick. He gets underneath. Smith, and I think he should be able to finish this pass. All this going on behind Menda and Dean, who have out there cooking with hot fish grease.
They have passed away as Shepard has now passed James Lowe now. So move him inside the top 5 as now James Lowe tries to get back by Lowell Jewell on the outside coming out of turn 2.
They head out of 4. Our attention is back on, we're looking at this pack for 3rd position. Banks, Shepard, Lowe, and Smith. Orange, blue, yellow, and white.
Yeah, James Lowe right now has gotten by Kurt Smith, so has his eye set on his rival, J.R. Shepard, for the championship. Joshua Banks, though, is going to hold on to the 3rd position. And knowing Joshua Banks from previous races, he is a tough competitor to pass, so he will not give up that 3rd position very easily.
2 car lengths separate the front 2 drivers. I have one eye on them because I think Dean is going to be making an attack on this pretty soon. The gap, 1.6 seconds from Dean back to, who would it be now? Joshua Banks. Last season, Joshua Banks gave J.R. Shepard everything he could want in a championship battle. You'll see him coming out at corner number 4 in the very back there. Shepard now on the inside of Banks. Up front, they behave.
J.R. Shepard, though, still tries to find a way to get on the inside and try to get up to the inside of Joshua Banks, but cannot pull it off right at the moment as he, it gets a little loose coming out of turn 2. Still trying to get the car back under control.
Go ahead.
Coming out of turn 4 right now. This gives James Lowe the chance to go to the inside of J.R. Shepard. Now this might change everything now. Now JR's got to hold the outside line.
Lowe needs this spot. Lowe needs this spot and then a couple more right now.
Just got loose coming out of turn 2 right there. All that time he gained now has to gather it back up.
Just about 3/4 of the way through this race as we got ourselves a nice green flag run going now. There are only 10 cars on the lead lap.
James Lowe trying different lanes to try to find a way to close that gap on J.R. Shepard. I think he's cheering on Joshua Banks as a friend of his because that is what is keeping JR from pulling away even farther out from James Lowe as they go back into turn 3 and 4. They're all taking that higher line. Now J.R. Shepard takes the inside peak, does not find a way to get on, so he has to slot back up to that higher middle groove. Now goes back to the inside coming out of turn 2.
A lot of lap traffic pulling out of the way and actually letting the guys go around.
Great driving etiquette right there for that lap traffic to let them by. They're not in this race. They're not in this championship battle. Great etiquette.
Shepard has had to work to get to his 4th position. Nobody's had to work harder than James Lowe. Lowe in 5th. You can see behind Lowe on that long camera shot, the drivers in 6th position are way back there. Heard somebody either blew an engine or got in the wall. I think we're okay though. We're going to stay under green.
James Lowe has closed the gap on J.R. Shepard. He's going to get closer and closer to that back bumper of that modified as they go down the back straightaway. Let's see what James Lowe does. He's going to follow him right now, take that higher arc in as they're coming out of turn 4.
I want to quickly jump you back to 8th position real quick because I think this is where the next yellow is going to come from. This is Kurt Smith and Kurt Meeks going at it, a pair of Kurts. And these guys have been fighting. It would not surprise me if they got together. Not important as far as the points, not important as far who wins the race, but I just had a hunch something was going to happen. They get it settled down. Meanwhile, up in front, we're not missing anything.
Well, the leaders are catching some lap traffic now under green flag conditions, so this could change a little bit. So far, they're giving way.
This is going to be interesting. Getting out of the way was Bruce Pearson, our pole sitter. That one will be easy. When they get up here, not too far up in like 12th, 13th, 14th, there is a pinata full of bees up here. Well, with only less than 20 to go, we need the funk, gotta have the funk. Put on your disco shoes, drop that ball, get it spinning. It's time to boogie. Menda and Dean. Oh, I love that shot as they come by.
All right,
Banks
here
goes high. Look at this. There you go, Taylor. Call it.
Yep, Shepard is now going to the inside of Joshua Banks as they're still side by side going through turns 1 and 2. Out of 2, Joshua Banks still has momentum on his side, is able to hold off J.R. Shepard. Now James Lowe now, he's crawling in on that outside line. He almost got to the side of J.R. Shepard. Now takes a peek to the inside now. Crossover move possibly in play as they go down into turn 2. Could not complete the pass and hold on to the inside of J.R. Shepard.
No lap traffic to them for a while. Not the case for the leaders. Can we go up to Menda real quick as he comes up? No, I'm sorry. Menda's clear. That was my fault. Menda is safe. They had just gotten around John Hine. The laps are clicking off now. 12 to go.
James Lowe's got to find some way to get by these two. That's 2 points that he can need to help close the gap. But of course, it would take a miracle for this to happen for him to win the championship. As he tries to look again to the inside on J.R. Shepard. Cannot get close enough, though.
Shepard doesn't need to be a math wizard to know if he finishes ahead of the man who's chasing him in the points, he'll get the championship.
9 laps to go, and there is a gaggle of cars right in front of our leaders. They're coming now into turn 3 while they're coming out, the pack of cars coming out of 4. This could get interesting.
Oh, I think they're going to get there. 10 to go, 9 to go. Honestly, Menda and Dean do not need to hurry. That's the last thing they need to do, but I think they might get there right about the white flag lap.
Menda's going to have to be patient, but also be a little defensive to keep Brian Dean behind them as they're going down into turn 3. It is still Menda holding about a 2 or 3 car length gap over Brian Dean.
Let's show you what we're talking about. It all really starts with like 10th position, 9th position, Kurt Smith, Lowell Jewell, they're fighting, they're on the lead lap. But then Robbie Robbins is in there, Buckley, Holloway, Hart, Mahoney. And here comes Menda with 7 to go. He's going to get into this forest, and he'll have to work his way through the trees.
It's going to be difficult, and also we got to think that there could be a possibility that Banks, Shepard, and Lowe have to possibly go through some of this as well. Don't know if they'll be able to close that gap at all, but it could be interesting for those for those 3 drivers as well.
There is nowhere to hide if you're a back marker. Just keep your line. A good job from Mike Mahoney as he stays high.
Ooh, Brian Dean gets loose.
Dean working to try to get up to Menda. Now he has Mahoney behind him.
Banks and Shepard are now going at it again side by side. Shepard gets loose as he goes below the yellow line coming out of 2. He has to now back off, but he is back in it again now as they go into 3 and 4. Banks giving everything he has to hold off and hold that 3rd position, but Shepard is not going to give up that easily. He's going to try to use the lap traffic at the pits, but it looks like 21 decides to give way.
It'll be 2 to go. We're going to focus on the leaders now as I believe the championship is safe. Menda comes around, white flag lap. He's got a cushion of Jeffrey Harden between him and his nearest competition. Out of corner number 4, gets the season finale win, goes to Jason Menda. Shepard is going to get the best of Banks. James Lowe is forced to take 5th. Menda gets the win. Shepard gets the championship.
What a race. What a championship battle. What a season indeed.
Action, drama, strategy, intrigue, it had it all. That was a fun one to call. 100 laps of racing here at Sobo is done. Our broadcast is far from over there. What we'll do, take a short break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing order, as there were only 10 cars finishing on the lead lap. We'll talk to some of the drivers, one of them being our champion, J.R. Shepard, the other one being Jason Menda, our race winner. Put a lock on the gate, and then we'll see you next season. Back in a few. Watching the Global SimRacing Channel's coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series, the season finale of the 2019 Spring Season Championship. The results are in. Let's give them to you right now. He started in second position. Once he got to the front, that's where he stayed. We're talking about Jason Menda, who picks up the win today. Brian Dean comes home in second. Tries he might to catch him, could not get it done. J.R. Shepard had it going his way for a while, ran into trouble, fell back behind, had to work his way through the field. He gets a third position, good enough for a podium and good enough for the championship. Joshua, pardon the thanks, Banks gets fourth. James Lowe, try as he might, let's give him a tip of the hat for putting in the old college try. Gets fifth position, not enough for the championship. Mark Herzog had a great run from 22nd to 6th, fell back and then got back to 6th again. Donnie Moore right behind him. The last part of your top 10, Kurt Meeks, Kurt Smith, and Lowell Jewell, the final car on the lead lap in 10th. Taylor?
Mike Allen will finish in 11th position, one lap down, followed by Joshua Buckley in 12th. Mike Mahoney will finish in the 13th position, followed by Mike Holloway in 14th. Also, Robbie Robinson will finish in the 15th position, followed by Jeffrey Harden in 16th. John Hine will finish in the 17th position, followed by Bruce Pearson in 18th. Dan Butler will finish 19th, and Ruben Altice will round out your top 20.
The last four drivers to be out there was Austin Belke, Kenny Kivy, Scotty Zerk had an early end to his night, and Chris Fassini, that's not what he wanted as he comes home last. Not the way Fassini wanted to wrap up this 2019 season. All right, with that said, we're able to talk to our race winner. We're going to let Taylor talk to Jason Menda.
Here we are with Jason Menda, winner at South Boston. And Jason, great way to end the season, picking up the final win of the season.
And Jason, we'll see if Jason has it here. Let's take Jason out. We'll bring him back in. We'll talk to him in a minute. Give him another chance there as he's still working on his mic. We'll bring him back in. let's go ahead and talk with our second place driver. I'll take this one, Brian Dean. Brian, you finished second. We'll come back and talk to Jason in a minute. He was figuring out his microphone. I thought you had a chance at the lead when you guys were getting into that swarm of traffic ahead.
Yeah, I was hoping for that, but right as he was right when I was passing the first one, I got super loose, and I had to do all I could just to save it, so that he had it after that.
Now, look, you started in 12th. Were you ahead of all the chaos that went behind, or did you have to work your way through any of those roadblocks that happened?
Oh, there was one that I had to ghost through. There was one car that spun low and one car that spun high, and I ghosted through the middle of them. I got kind of lucky there. And then that one, when I got together with Mike Allen there about the last caution or so, I kind of got beat up a little bit there.
We'll get you out of here on this one. How do you like the new car?
So far, so good. I haven't had a podium in 6 months, so things are doing good.
As long as it works for you, then you like it. Hey, Brian, congratulations, Brian, on the good race today, man.
Well, thank you. I just want to take a second to congratulate JR on the championship and Jason on a great race. Thanks, guys.
Indeed. Brian Dean, our second place finisher today. Let's go ahead and try Menda one more time. Go ahead, Taylor.
All right, Jason Menda, our winner here today at South Boston. Jason, you pretty much dominated that race once you got the lead. Tell us about that and how those excellent restarts you were able to pull off.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I was just waiting for somebody to pass me. I got lucky.
Yeah, it was quite a credible way you were able to pull off. I mean, you had to not worry about any of the issues going on behind you, but as we close to the season and look forward to the new season ahead, what are you more focused on as far as trying to maybe take a chance at going for the championship fully against JR and James Loeb, or just trying to improve upon from this season?
I just try to improve my finishes. Due to my work schedule, I can't make every race, so I usually start in the back, have to work my way up for the next couple races, and then I miss one, start all over again. But it's fun. I'm going to keep on doing it.
All right. Well, Jason, again, congratulations on your win at South Boston, and enjoy it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
It's Jason Menda, your winner at South Boston. Soup.
And now we will bring in our our series champion. It is J.R. Shepard. Talent, resilience, opportunity, dedication. He has it all. Congratulations, J.R. Man, it was not easy, though.
No, it definitely wasn't, Soup. That was a little more wild at the beginning of the race than what I wanted it to be, but fortunately things worked out with a number of lap-down cars, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
We talked about that during the broadcast. When disaster struck, at least you didn't have to go way back there. Attrition was your friend.
It was tonight. Yeah, everybody was running really hard at the beginning, and with the way these new modifieds are, that right rear it'll get angry, especially at the end of the race if you use it up too hard. And I was trying to save early on, and didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But yeah, it was a good run.
There were a couple times in the race where you had to make a decision and actually go to the top side to get a pass done. You got to make sure you finish those things, or things may not work out well for you.
Yeah, in most of the cars, but it seemed like especially in this modified, the top line is definitely the line that will prevail at the end of the day. But you have to hit your mark, and you have to be careful with it, and you have to watch for that guy on the inside, because if he slides up any at all, you're probably gonna make contact with the wall. So it is a risk, but it's what you got to do if you want to go forward.
So help me out on that. Then at the beginning of the race, is the inside line the quicker line, or is it the outside that you always feel comfortable in throughout the whole thing?
When your tires are cooled down at the beginning or after a caution, the inside definitely seems to be better for 2 or 3 laps. I think the difficulty is when you're having to hold it down because you have somebody on the outside. You're really using up that right front and the right rear, so it goes away pretty quick. If you had the whole track, I think the inside would be the way to go for 15 or 20 laps, but with that outside guy, it's a little bit different.
We'll get you out of here on this one. I tell everybody, if you're going to win a championship in this series, try to do it in the summertime because maybe J.R. Shepherd might be going on vacation. What's your schedule like coming up in the summer? Are you going to be able to make a full run at it, or will there be opportunities for guys to get in?
No, I think there's definitely probably going to be some opportunities for some guys. I don't know my whole schedule yet, but there'll probably be a couple of weeks off. And James Lowe ran a fantastic season this year, so he's gotten extremely tough, and there's several other guys that are quick each and every week. So it's not going to be something that's something you can just be consistent and get good finishes with. You got to be up front and try to win every week.
Well, you done it again. Good luck to you. No matter how many races you race, it's always fun to watch you compete. We'll see you down the road in the summertime. J.R. Shepherd, you're series champion again. Congratulations.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
And that's going to do it for us here in the Global Sim Racing Channel for tonight and for the rest of this season. But we'll be back, don't worry. Thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about Bootleg Racing League, try facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League or bootlegracingleague.com. Thanks to the series sponsor, that's the Cruise Shop. Call them at 260-755-6125 or visit thecruiseshopfw.com. And don't forget about that cruise coming up at the beginning of 2020. Call Jenna right now and book your tickets. On screen now are some of the equipment and software used to stream cyberspace into your place. June Lalonde provides our wonderful music. See the screen to how to contact her. The Bootleg Racing League returns for round one for the 2009 Summer Season Championship very soon. And GSRC will be there to bring it to you when the action hits the track. Sliding across the screen now are just some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC or maybe to peek in and see when that next Bootleg Racing League race is going to come, here's what you want to do, globalsimracingchannel.com. We also got options in social media, Twitter, GSR Channel, Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel, Instagram at GSRC_Graham. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become one of our YouTube subscribers by hitting that big red button so you don't miss a thing here on GSRC. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, that would be Taylor, Joe, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching as Jason Menda gets the win here at South Boston and J.R. Shepherd gets yet another championship. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.